Welcome back to Daily DeFi. Today we will be covering the top 10 altcoins I think that are massively undervalued, even though some of them on the charts may seem like they're at the top. In this bull run, we will see altcoins be absolutely parabolic after Bitcoin dominance drops, after I think Bitcoin will hit around six figures this bull run. So these are all long-term plays that you should just keep your eye on. I highly recommend adding them to your favorites if you're on CoinMarketCap, or some other ones we will be covering will be on CoinGecko, and you can just add them to your watch list on any of these platforms. So let's dive right into it. This will be something a little bit different. It is February 5th, 2021. Let's jump right into it. So first off, we have Hegic, ticker symbol HEGIC, on 5,510 watch lists, ranked 249. Sitting right at 32 cents right now, up a little bit on the daily. If we go here to the 1 year low, 1 year high, we'll be kind of doing the same basically framework for all these different altcoins, looking at kind of the current price, the market cap, and then the 1 year low, 1 year high. So the low is right around 4 cents. The high is about a 10x from there. Market cap is 109 million. Volume, we're sitting right around 10 million. That's what I like to see for trading. The charts are looking nice. So we're going to be doing this rapid fire, as I said. So let's jump right over to Honey. This one I've been following for so long. You know, I was so tempted to FOMO in when it was at this kind of peak here, because I'm like, man, this is the next Uniswap. Like, this was getting a lot of hype right when the Uniswap airdrop was coming, and I mean, this is so interesting. It went down to it was like right around 200, but if we go out to this max chart, you can see, I mean, look at this. Yeah. So it was right around 1,140. This is basically like a Uniswap alternative, you could say. Maybe I'll do a dedicated video on this. Any of these projects we covered, let me know in the comments if you want to see a dedicated video on it individually. Today we're really just focusing on the kind of like price charts. And again, all of these I'm looking at from the long-term perspective. You have to keep this in mind. For like Undervalued, I just think not a lot of people are covering them right now. A lot of the hype is going into kind of like other coins. So these are the ones that I am most bullish on for the long term. These are just kind of my 10. So like, man, I mean, this is like Filecoin, which we'll be covering it here in a bit, but it's like 1,250, went back down to about 200. And yeah, very undervalued. This is basically like a Uniswap alternative. Next, we'll be covering Spartan Protocol. I think Honeyswap is very interesting because you see it at a market cap of only 9 million. I mean, this is tiny, and if they can kind of improve their platform a bit, I think Honeyswap could be absolutely massive. Next, we see Spartan Protocol. This one is very interesting when you're looking at the decentralized finance space. More of like derivatives. So you have a market cap of 25 million. You're sitting right around 41 cents. Daily volume under what I would like to see, but yeah, I mean, this is a very interesting one because again, with all these, maybe they're at their peak, but still, there's so much room to the upside. Like, if you just go back and study past bull runs, you'll see this where it's like, okay, most people, they're obviously you don't want to buy at the top. Obviously, you want to wait for a dip. But if you're more like advanced, I guess, investor, you have to realize that, like, okay, sometimes you have to buy here if you're not in on this project yet. I recommend, like, let's say you only have $10,000 to invest. Man, just throw $10 into each of these projects. What is there to lose? Because, it doubles. You start to learn more. That's kind of my thesis in all these. I like to put a small amount in them, and then I'm following them. It kind of is like, okay, now that I have a little bit of capital in it, like a tiny fraction of a fraction, $10 or $100, even $1,000, a fraction of a fraction, is in a project like this, like Sparta. So this has a market cap of, like I said, about 26 million, fully diluted at 124 million. This is quite interesting. So yeah, this is Sparta Protocol. Basically, after this, we'll be covering Archer, and Archer DAO is quite interesting. This is a governance token. So this is right at $2.23. Market cap is about 14 million right there. Pretty low on the 24-hour volume, so I'd be careful with this one. This is a pretty low cap gem. So you're sitting at 2 million. The reason this is important to understand that you really want to be hesitant when you're seeing low cap is because of liquidity issues. You could be like is because of liquidity issues you could be taken advantage of, as if you're trading on a platform like Uniswap, there are bots that will get in and kind of like front run your trade. So again, this one's looking kind of nicely on the charts. It's doing a bit of a dip from this all-time high right here. We're seeing the all-time high and all-time low. If you go down here on CoinMarketCap, as always, like I said in the beginning of this video, we'll have everything linked in the description down below, so go check that out. All-time high is about $3.26. Low is right about 1 cent. So let's go over to the next token. I thought ArchDAO was quite interesting, though. Definitely, as always, with all these tokens, guys, do your own research. We have a link in the description for all our videos that is basically how to do your own research on these altcoins. Go check that out. I highly recommend. Yesterday, we uploaded a video on how to deal with FOMO and FUD, or fear of missing out, and fear, uncertainty, and doubt, talking about psychoneuroimmunology. Definitely go check that out. Very, very important one for all of these coins. So Falcon Swap is about 6,000 people have this on their watch list. It's ranked 592. This one I cover on CoinMarketCap, or CoinGecko rather, my apologies, because sometimes CoinMarketCap does not have the price data on this. So while CoinGecko does, so market cap is 10,700,000. 24-hour volume is about 3.5 million. This is definitely a smaller cap one, guys, so be very careful with all these. But in my opinion, these are very, very undervalued. I don't think a lot of people are talking about these. I know Ivan on Tech talked about this, which is one of the more like mainstream, or well, that's the thing in the crypto space, like relatively mainstream in the crypto space. Like in the vacuum of crypto people, he's mainstream, but like if you're looking at the macro economy, crypto is not mainstream whatsoever. So it's still very, very fringe, very niche. But I'm saying within the crypto community, Ivan on Tech is a bit mainstream. So he covered this. They got a nice little pump here. I'm waiting for a bit of a dip down. I mean, I don't have any of this currently. I'd be willing to purchase this around 10 cents. Yeah, but they're currently sitting at as I said, 28 cents. So quite interesting to look at. But next we're going into Exeedme, which is a very interesting platform when you're looking at the future of gaming, the future of how all this tech space is going to play out. 6,667 people like this. They're on their watch list. It's ranked 472 on CoinMarketCap. I think this is quite interesting because of the actual use case Exeedme has. It basically incentivizes payment to streamers, gamers, all these different things without having to go through a middleman. So I think this is quite interesting. It has a market cap of about 20 million, sitting at 65 cents. 24-hour volume is so small. I mean, 1,291. This one is definitely on a bit of a dip. So this is one that I'm interested in picking up, but like I've said in my other videos, I'm not too into this gaming space, so I don't have a competitive edge. I don't know who's using this, but I think the use case is very interesting because I think removing this middleman in the gaming space, removing this kind of just like you see in the sports industry, you want to remove that middleman and go straight to the consumer and straight to the creator and kind of innovate from there. So in my opinion, it's quite interesting. Next, we're moving into Filecoin. Filecoin is quite interesting. Similar to Honeyswap, it saw a very nice run up at very, very beginning of ICO. It's right around $22.86 right now. It's down a bit. The low is $22.75. The high is $23.25. So this one's quite interesting when we go to the all, because you can see right here, again, this blue line you have to keep in mind is the market cap. So it was about 1 billion when it got launched. It's been up about there, but it's interesting this kind of disconnect from the actual price, because at $22, whereas here, I think when it was initially launched, didn't it get to 40? Yeah, it got to 60, almost $70. So pretty insane in my opinion. So this is an interesting one. It's also a Coinbase coin, so I think that's quite interesting. It's right around 1.1 billion. Coinbase coins, in my opinion, have this bias towards the upside as retail comes in. So it's quite interesting. Next, we're in Parachute. I got in on this one very, very early. So a little disclaimer there. Rank 981. This one is tiny, guys. Be very careful with this. A $3 million market cap. Very, very careful. That enough in this space. It is so key that you do your own research. As always, go to that link down below, click on the do your own research video, understand how you should do your own research on all of these projects, checking in with the community, how active they are, checking on the white paper, their actual website, and chat. Also, let me know if you don't want to do your own research. Just let me know in the comments which projects you would like to see me cover in like an individual video. I would love to do any of these projects, do deep dive on, so like Parachute, ticker symbol PAR. Quite interesting in my opinion. I mean, this still has a lot of room to grow towards the upside. This is one I'm extremely bullish on. I was lucky enough to get in. I don't even want to say lucky. It's like, man, what is really luck? Like, I did my own research and I was able to get in so early on this project. I didn't even sell here, to be honest with you. Although maybe I probably should have taken some profits, but I put such a small allocation into a project like this because it's such a small market cap that I'm holding for the long term. So Parachute is quite interesting, but we have to go into Power Ledger. I think this one is so interesting, right around 12 cents. Here, let's go on to see how basically CoinMarketCap explains this project because I think it's quite interesting. Power Ledger, or POWR, is the ticker symbol, based in Australia. It encourages us to imagine a world in which electricity is dependable, affordable, and clean for everyone. Powered by contracts on the Ethereum network, the peer-to-peer energy exchange platform, their most mature platform, aims to democratize the trading of energy with transparent systems that allow individuals and communities to select the source of their power. In their dual token model, Power is the utility token that users would escrow in order to use the platform, which sparks represent electricity credits tied to local fiat for marketplace participants. Both are used to create part of an economy in which households that generate electricity can trade with their neighbors for fair return. I love that, bringing a clear, fair market to the basically electronic space for the space of like renewable energy. I think is quite interesting. Again, major push to the upside, but it's stagnant right now. That's kind of the trend for most of these coins. Even the ones that are looking like they're hitting their all-time high, I think you have to be very introspective on the charts, study past markets, and understand how there's so much more room to grow. But yeah, Power Ledger, not a lot of people are talking about. I am very bullish on this project. Market cap right around 50 million. Volume a little bit under my standards, about 8 million. And then you have the circulating supply, which again, we're not covering too in depth in this video just because we're going to try and doing rapid fire for the most part. So our last project will be NXM. I think this one's quite interesting, but yeah. So again, with all these projects, check it out more under like the white paper tab in CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. Typically, they also have this, but we're going to wrap it up here with NXM, ticker symbol NXM, ranked 211 on 14,500 watch lists, sitting right around $62.59. Low is 59.80, high is 64.66. Market cap is a bit of a larger one, so 382 million. The volume about 1 million. Man, that is a tiny volume. I mean, this is one where I think a lot of people are like locking this up. Not a lot of people are trading this. And I think this is like just meeting this all-time high, as you can see up here, this kind of psychological level of resistance. And if we can break past that, I think NXM can go pretty parabolic. I think we could see $100 NXM in this bull run. Personally, let me know in the comments what you think about not only NXM, but all of these tokens covered. What are your price predictions? What are you most bullish on? Which one would you pick if you had to pick out of this 10? This is our last one, so we'll kind of talk about this all-time high and all-time low and then wrap this up. So the all-time high is $82.35. The all-time low is $6.84. This was my top 10 altcoins that are being undervalued with massive potential. Yeah, so let me know what you think about these in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. As always, like, subscribe the button all, like, subscribe the button all. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with content, and then definitely hit that notification bell because you want to be alerted whenever we upload time-sensitive content where you could view altcoins. I mean, look at this. This one is one of the ones with the highest market caps, $387 million market cap. When you compare that with the traditional finance system, that is insanely low. And then you contrast that with something as small as like Honeyswap, or like Archer DAO, or even like Parachute. These are very interesting. So be very careful. With great power comes great responsibility, Mr. Spider-Man. So let me know what you thought about these in the comments. Again, thank you very much for watching. As always, invest global, and until next time, everything will be linked below. Peace. Have a great Friday, gang.